Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about my experience with Big Bang's Maid Tour. I'm really actually incredibly excited to talk about this because I don't think I've actually sat down and just run through the entire thing. So I'm just going to basically talk about the good, the bad, and then the concert itself and everything that just kind of happened. I'm gonna try my best to remember as much as I can, so I apologize. And I know I've been uploading a lot of really long non-reaction videos, so I'm hoping this won't be too long, but I feel like it probably will be. So if you're wondering which concert I went to the one on October 4th. It was in Anaheim, California, and it was the Honda Center. And basically, I went with a friend of mine, Maddie, and we drove we drove over to LA on Friday, so that was the second. We drove over to LA, and we went to a different concert on Saturday because Mamamoo was performing, and then Sunday was the Big Bang concert. We got to the venue at around 1:30, 2 o'clock ish. We wanted to be there a bit earlier than that, but life. So we got there, and basically they had three different lines. You had a line for those who got the highest VIP package, which was Made Ultimate VIP. There's another line for the second highest, which was Bebe, which was what me and Maddie got. And then you have a line for the pit, general admission. Now, I'm going to try and break down this stage area if you don't already know how it looks, just so people can understand kind of how and why there are three separate lines. So basically, those three lines are all for pit, but the thing is that the VIP Maid and VIP Bebe are sectioned off into their own separate pit, and the general admission pit is further back. So what happens is, the way that they set up the concert is that there's going to be the main stage, and then you have the VIP pit, and then you have a secondary stage behind the VIP pit. So basically, if you're in the VIP pit, you will always you'll be able to see something at all times, because the members are just basically kind of moving around the stage a lot of the time. I think about 50% of the concert was done on the main stage, and then the other 50% they were just wandering all around. Now, the way they got to the secondary stage is that there's like a runway platform that goes over the VIP pit so that the members can get to the secondary stage. And that's like, I want to say it was like 3 or 4 feet higher up than where I was, so it's relatively close. And that runway splits off into two. So basically, the members, it's like a big square right around the VIP pit, and general admission is going to be right in front of the secondary stage. So you do have to line up. I wish I had gotten this out a bit earlier for those of you guys who were going to New Jersey, and I think they also did New York as well, and then Toronto. But if you're going to another one, then here's a little bit of information for you so you know what to expect. So basically, it's difficult to say where you would get the best interactions. For me personally, I want to say that being on the sides would be the best. Because yes, when you are close to the stage, when you're on the rail right by the main stage, of course, you get to see them right in front of you, and it's amazing. But at the same time, because YG is recording all of their concerts, they're going to mainly look at the camera when, they come close to the audience. So I'm not saying that's all the time, of course, but just a lot of the times I saw that they were focusing on the camera up there. Now, when they're walking on the runway, when it's separated and when it's whole, they are definitely interacting with the fans. I got interactions with all the members except Top, because at this point he had an eye infection and he was just kind of out of it. Like, he was still amazing, and it was hilarious. But I just kind of felt bad for him because he wasn't 100% at this concert. And yeah, but he still did an amazing job, and I love him. So that's just kind of how the stage is set up. So yeah, like I said, we got there around 1:30, 2 o'clock, and we stood in line. I was number 226 or 7, and Maddie was 27 or 28. It was around those numbers. I can't remember which one. I think I have, hold on. So I still have the band from it. I'm obviously not going to throw this away, but I wish I had put it. Okay, so I was 232, and yeah, so that's the band that you get, and they number you. So based on where you are in the line, you'll get your number, and that's where you're supposed to line up afterwards. Now, did they really adhere to that? Not really, but I'll get to that when I talk about it. So basically, all the people that came are there for sound check. That's why they were there so early. They let in the maid ultimate first, obviously, because their tickets are more expensive and they're the highest VIP package. So they get let into the VIP pit first, and then Bebe gets let in second, and then third is going to be general admission. And then when I went in, obviously, you know, they're going to check you and make sure that you're not bringing in anything that's like a gun or a knife or anything like that where you could hurt people. And you also can't bring in any food or drink. So I saw a lot of people that had to throw away stuff, or, you know, they just couldn't bring it in, so they had to figure out what they need to do with that. With VIP now, I can't say anything about Ultimate because I know they got extra stuff, but for Bebe, we got a swag bag, but it's this, and it's humongous. Like it's like a big carry-on. It's like a duffel bag, but you can basically fold it up so it's really like, you know, small, and I think that's really cool. And it's really minimalistic too. I like it. I think it's cute. I would definitely use it, and that's basically what you get, as well as a VIP keychain. I posted a picture of this on Instagram, but this is how the VIP chain looks, and as you can see, it changes, and then at the back it just has that written right there. But yeah, so you get that. Like I said, we waited in line. They started letting people in at 4:30 p.m. And then sound check, I believe they were like 10-15 minutes late, so it started around 5:15. They performed 3 songs for us. They performed We Like to Party, and then Bebe is what they performed, and it was amazing. They were really relaxed and chill. The funny part about it though was that because they were a little late, Young Bay was teasing us. He kept taking the microphone, he was like tapping on it, and everybody was screaming because they all knew it was him. And he was like, "Y'all ready?" And we were like, "Yes." And then he was like, "Okay, we aren't," basically was what he said. I thought it was cute. So yeah, they came out, sound check, it was amazing. Daesung is so interactive with the fans. Daesung had come down, he was on one of the railways, I think it was during We Like to Party, and he squatted down and he just stared at all of us. It honestly looked like he was trying to memorize everybody's face, and I was just like, "I love you so much." And he's just such a sweetheart at these concerts. Like, he gave so much fan service. I feel like he really loves the fans, you can tell. I'm not saying any of the other members don't, but it's just like he just loves us so much, and it's like, love you too, baby. But yeah, so sound check was amazing. We got out, and as soon as it was finished, people were literally running up the steps because you have to line up again to get into the actual concert. Now, this differed from place to place, but with us, they tried to keep us in line with these same numbers. Did it work? Not really, because me and my friend were pretty much at the front, and obviously our number was 232, but they only look at the last two, so ours was 32, so we shouldn't have been that close up. But I mean, some places really didn't enforce that at all. So if I were you, and if you really want to get, you know, to the main stage, or if you really want to get to the back to the secondary stage, which is lower, so you have more, it's like it's not raised as much, so you kind of have a better chance of actually like touching one of them, or, you know, getting really good eye contact, then I would suggest that you get the F out of there as fast as you can, and you know, to line up again. And this part, so we got out of there around 6 something, and we had to wait 2 more hours, and that was just because I was wearing 5 something inch heels, so it was not to say my shoes weren't like comfortable, because I was standing for a long time, and that was pretty, like, it still held up pretty well, but it's just like your feet get really freaking tired. So yeah, I ended up sitting down, but the dude kept yelling at us to not sit down in line, even though we were lined up pretty well, and it was just stupid, and we were all getting pissed. But it's okay, because I kept sitting down anyway, regardless of what he said, because I was like, sir, you're not the one that's standing for freaking entire day and dealing with jumping up and down at a concert, and like your voice is already gone from a concert the night before. I was like, you need to find your chill, sir. Eventually, of course, they let us back in, and they had a huge screen at the front, and they were basically just playing a playlist of Big Bang music videos, from like their solos to their group music videos. And people were coming in to be seated. Our concert, and I believe their entire North American tour, was completely sold out, so the stadium was beautiful to look at. I got video footage of it as they were singing Lies, which I think was the 3rd or 4th encore. I think it was the 3rd encore that they did. And it's so beautiful to see that many VIP light sticks. Honestly, it's amazing. So yeah, so eventually, of course, they came out. They were a little late again, and they opened it with Bang Bang Bang, and it was just amazing. And the way that they had the concert set up was that it was kind of like a movie. They started it off with the Maid trailer, and they all came out and did Bang Bang Bang, and then they did a couple more songs. And then they left the stage, obviously, to prepare for their next couple of songs with like outfit changes and such.
You good? You live? Yeah. This is my heart. This is my heart.
So guys, so far so good, right? You guys are amazing. I love it. So, we're gonna sing another song right now, but before that, just help me out. I want you to guys sing along with me. Can you do that at all? Can you do that? Y'all ready? Ready? I'll go first. 네가 사랑하는 나는 서브.
We have a bad boy!
차라리 떠나자. 너도 나와 같이 힘들다면 우리 좀 쉽게 갈 수는 없을까?
And they had Top's portion of the Maid movie that they had done playing, and I think it basically had a lot to do with their own fears as artists, or like, you know, problems that they have with themselves. Top seemed like it was alcoholism because he was drunk and he was cursing himself, he was talking to himself in a mirror. So that was really, really interesting because he's a good actor, so it was nice seeing him do that. And after that portion, they came out and did a couple more songs. I believe If You was one of them, Haru Haru, and then I forgot the other one. And then they had GD's play, and his seemed to be about women, and they had more solos, or sorry, not more solos. Then they came back out again and they did a couple more songs, and then they had Seungri's, and I believe after Seungri's portion, which seemed to be something having to do with women and fame, he did his solo. And we got more group stuff, and then it kind of went into like solos primarily. So after Seungri was Daesung, who seemed to have a fear of being alone, and we got like Top solo, and then we had Taeyang, and then GD and Taeyang, and then we had GD, and then, you know, Daesung, and then obviously you had Taeyang's one, which was, it seemed like an extended version of the Maid trailer where he crashes with that girl. So maybe that one was competition, is what me and Maddie thought. But yeah, so it was just really, really cool and set up like a movie. Now the concerts themselves, like with Bang Bang Bang, the way that they opened was just amazing. I don't know how else to describe it. They did such an incredible job. They had fireworks, you know, explosions. It was crazy. Like, honestly, it was. And it was just one of the best concerts ever, to be completely honest. The interactions I got, like I said, I got interactions with all the members except Top, because he was a little out of it, so he wasn't really paying that much attention to the crowd. Daesung definitely. I also got Seungri at soundcheck. He was just like staring at me. And then the best one of the night was freaking GD. Oh my gosh, because his fan interactions are kind of like random, and basically what was happening was that it was during the beginning of the concert. I think they were singing the second or third song of the night, and the members were walking on the runway to the secondary stage. So they were hanging out on the secondary stage for a while, and the runway will split and become one, like randomly as they're performing. And basically what happened was that GD was walking on the runway, and when it was one, and he was looking at the crowd as he was walking because it wasn't his part, and I can't remember what song they were playing. I feel like it was, I want to say maybe it was Love Song. I cannot remember for the life of me. I cannot remember, because I'm pretty sure I was just too in the moment, because it was just so overwhelming to see them in front of my face, so close to me. But I saw him like looking at the crowd, and he caught he saw me, and we held eye contact for like a split second, and then his eyes like went away, and he focused, and he walked down. He did his little part, and then he turned to go back on like the runway, and then he looked straight at me and he freaking smirked. Oh my god, it was so intense. Like, even now, I'm like, whoo, I need to chill because that was, oh my god, that's honestly, that's all I wanted. He's my ultimate bias and I love him so much. So, getting that eye contact with him was literally one of the best moments of my freaking life. Like, I will never, ever, ever forget that. It was amazing. Like, whoo, oh my gosh, that was crazy. And then the last eye contact that I got was with Taeyong, and this was when they were singing Lies.
Just relax. This is the hot day. Look at that. It's a story that I love you. Know the king. I'll be the last one.
And he just looked at me and he was smiling, and then he just kept staring and staring and staring. And it was actually at this point getting a little awkward because he wasn't looking away. He was just staring, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna look away. I refuse. This is Big Bang. This is freaking Young Bae staring at me. I'm gonna stare back. So I just kept staring back until he finally looked away. And oh my gosh, and he was so close too, because it was when he was sitting down on one of the sides of the runway, and it was just so intense. Like, this concert was absolutely amazing. If any of you are thinking about going to a Big Bang concert but you're not sure, 100% I'd recommend that you go, because this is literally, it should be on people's bucket list because they did such a good job. And VIP is definitely worth it. And I feel like the send-off, so the Maid Ultimate, is definitely worth it as well. As long as you have the guts to be like, hey, can we take a picture together? Because they'll do it. You just have to, like, ask them for one. So that's on you. But I feel like they're both totally worth it. VIP Pit was just amazing. I'm so glad I forked over the money for it, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone else. Now, were there any bad things about it? Not really, other than the dude that was yelling at us to sit down, not to sit down, sorry. And then, of course, standing in line. One of the women had this, like, she was passing this out, and they had numbers on it, and she put it on me, and it was so freaking tight. I swear to God, like, I'm surprised it didn't cut off, like, my circulation. And I had asked, you know, if she could exchange it, and she's like, no, sorry, I can't. And then she kept walking, and I was like, okay, thanks, bitch. And Maddie had asked someone else about it, and this lady was really sweet, and she was like, yeah, I can do it, you know, just message me, let me know, and I can come find you, and we can, like, trade it off, because these are really important. And I was just like, yeah, I never did it though, because I kind of forgot about it. But that was really sweet of her. Another really shitty part is that I got water, which was really expensive. It was $5 for, like, just a bottle of water. And I got one for myself and one for Maddie, and we were going to switch out at the pit. And one of the guys who was at one of the entrances to the VIP pit, he dumped both of ours in the trash, even though we were clearly switching out to drink it. And I was just like, it's $5, yo. We only drank half. Like, wow. It was just, that pissed me off a lot, because when you're standing in line for that long and you can't get anything to drink, like, ooh. And we were hungry too. So those were the less than satisfactory parts. But overall, like, everybody in the pit was so sweet, and it was so awesome getting so many interactions with the group members. They were all hilarious. GD's English was perfect. All their English was really good. And Sungri was being hilarious. He kept telling us to scream, and at one point he started singing Hot in Here, and then he, like, was seductively taking off his jacket. There was another point when Daesung was like, I love you guys so much, and then Young Bae was like, you need to tell us how much you love us, or you need to show them how much you love them. And he started, like, hip thrusting for a long time. He just kept hip thrusting, and the camera had zoomed in on him, so even the huge screens on the side of the concert were just, like, huge videos of him just hip thrusting before he got on the ground and did the Chris Brown, that one Chris Brown move for Take You Down, I think, was the music video. And it's just like, why are you doing this to me right now? You just need to find your chill. And it was hilarious. They were all so sweet and kind, and Top was being adorable. Their solos were amazing. I think Top's was just fire, but I love Daesung's the most because he just exudes so much happiness and like love, and like on stage he just loves being there so much, and I thought that was amazing. So hearing him perform Wings was just wow. I'm trying to think of what else. I don't want to forget anything, but I think that's about it. Oh, one special thing though was that they did 4 encores for us. The first encore, I know the last one was Bang Bang Bang. The second to last one was Bebe. The second one was Lies. And then the first encore was We Like to Party, I believe, is how it went. And it was really funny because Youngbae was asking us after the first encore, he's like, you guys gotta tell me what you want to hear. And obviously, like, everybody's screaming, so, you know, I'm like, Youngbae, stop. And he eventually asked the music director, he was like, what, he started asking the members, he was like, what do you guys want to hear? And he like pointed to Daesung and he's like, what do you want to hear? Daesung's like, I don't want to hear shit. It's just like, it's up to you guys, because he was sitting on the rail right near where we were, and he was just chilling over there. And yeah, so Youngbae went and asked the music director, and the music director said Lies, so they performed Lies. And that was when Youngbae sat down and I had made like eye contact with him. And then he asked again, he was like, okay, so what do you guys want to hear? And then eventually they settled on Bebe. And then the 4th time he asked us again, and then he talked to the other members. That was the thing. He talked, like he discussed with them something. We couldn't hear because of the microphone, like he had put it away. But he talked to them, and then they did a freaking 4th encore. And that was just amazing, because they don't do 4 encores. As far as I know, I've only heard them doing like a max of 3. So I was just like, oh my god. And then at the end there was a lot of the white confetti coming down. They were all bringing out the dancers and everything. The Kwan twins were there. I made eye contact with one or both of them, I'm not sure. But dang, they're amazing. YG dancers are just beautiful and hot as well. So it's just like an explosion of beauty at this concert for the most part. But it was amazing, and I'm just glad I was able to talk about it with you guys. If you have any more questions about it, ask in the comments below and I'll answer them. I feel like I got the gist of most of it though, so if you have like a specific question, it might be easier for me to answer it, but I didn't really like compile a list for myself to make sure I got everything. But overall, this was probably one of the most organized K-pop concerts I've ever been to, and they did such an amazing job. Like I said, definitely go and see Big Bang if you have the chance, because it will be a night that you will never forget. It should be on everybody's bucket list because they just did such an amazing job. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and listening to me talk about my experience with Big Bang's Maid Tour. They did say that they wanted to come back, so I'm thinking in a couple of years they'll probably come back as a group again. But we might also get solos, so I feel like GD or Taeyong might come and do like solo concerts here, and that would be amazing too, because I know they do such a great job. So yeah, anyway, let me know your thoughts about Big Bang's concert tour in the comments below. If you went to one of the concert dates, what happened to you and where you were sitting and just everything, and we can all just discuss about it in the comment section and freak out over how absolutely perfect Big Bang is, because they were seriously killing it, like even with the choreography. Oh my freaking god, like they slay so hard. Live vocals were on point, outfits were on point, choreo was on point, fan service was so on point. Like, I love this group so much. So anyway, thank you guys so much. I love all of you. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.